Hello guys, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Hope RBI. In this particular lecture, I'm going to talk a little bit about myself and how I was able to score 80 plus marks in the SBI PO preliminary examination. Most of you guys were really pissed off when I told you guys that I was not feeling well. When you asked me how I attempted 89 questions out of 100 and you guys wanted me to show you through by attempting a mock test in front of you, a mock test of mathematics, especially quantitative aptitude. And you guys were accusing me that I was, trying to avoid this kind of conversation with you guys, that I did not want to share my own strategy or my own tips or tricks to score 80 plus in banking examinations. Well, for those aspirants who felt that, I am really sorry, but I had no intention of doing that. Plus, you're searching for the wrong thing here. You're searching for shortcut to success. And there is a very famous saying that there is nothing like shortcut while you're searching for success, okay? I have worked my way up, really up. I did not I was not actually capable of solving even a single question very well. For that, you need to know a little bit about my background. I actually graduated in 2017 and I have been preparing for the banking examinations since. Okay. I took my first examination of SBI PO in 2017 while I was in final year of my college, and I scored 10 out of 100 in that particular examination. Okay. 10 out of 100. That is way less than the cutoff. I guess the cutoff was in the lines of 40s or 50s. I'm not quite sure about it. I don't remember. Then after that, after my graduation, I decided to prepare for the banking examination. So I started doing it through YouTube videos or, through books. There are very famous books like R.S. Agrawal for reasoning and for quantitative aptitude. So I started doing that. And I thought that I was sincere, but I was not, trust me. And I started scoring 20 to 30 marks out of 100 in the preliminary examination in the year 2017 and 2018. I failed in each and every exam in these 2 years. Each and every prelims I failed. I failed miserably and I was thinking, what am I doing wrong? I was searching for the same thing that you guys are asking me, that how can I score more? What are the tips and tricks? And trust me, there were none. I was familiar with the types of questions. I was familiar with how to solve the question, but I wasn't working hard. I wasn't doing anything to improve myself. I was not doing self-analysis. I was not actually jotting down the points that in which area I'm actually weak and in which area I am strong. So that was the main disadvantage in that particular year. When I came across RBI, I thought that it would be a great opportunity for me to explore other things and also to improve myself kind of. So I started preparing in 2018 and 19. I failed in RBI 2018 and all of the examination. I also failed in clerical examination. I did not clear any clerical examination even in 2018. In 2019, I decided that I should be, changing my ways of approaching things. So I took the help of internet. I took the help of YouTube. Just like you guys. You guys are also doing that. I'm also doing that still because I'm not successful right now. You guys think that I'm, on the another level of success. I'm not. This is the preliminary examination, and even scoring 100 out of 100 in the prelims does not matter. It does not matter. What actually matters is how much you score in the mains examination of various banking exams. Also, how much more do you score in the RBI prelims examination, because RBI prelims is at par with the level of the mains examination. So it doesn't matter whether you score 100 or whether you score 80 or whether you score 90, you will pass through the preliminary examination. Or it will not matter whether you score 1 marks or 2 marks or even 0.25 marks less than the cutoff. You will not clear the examination. So this is not the way of approaching things in my personal opinion. Of course, you need to know about the shortcuts, various short tricks to solve the questions. Of course, you need to know about that, but to perfect that, you have to practice. There is nothing other than practice. Okay, you have to practice. There is no shortcut in this. There is no tip in this. You have to practice the shortcuts. You have to solve various kind of questions. Take any book. If you are not familiar with what kind of books you should refer to, just open YouTube. There are various videos regarding the questions regarding various topics. Every teacher has their own way of teaching this. You just search for it, research for it, and whatever way, whatever method you find comfortable with, you just pick that and you just solve the questions. That's the main thing here. But you have to work hard. Okay, instead of wasting time in searching for these things, you have to work on yourself. You have to start doing things instead of searching. Okay, don't search for once, and then after that you just do it. You just make your own strategy in line with the people who are just talking about what they are actually doing, and you just draw a little bit of perspective from their ideas, and after that you make your own strategy and you do it. Just do it, just work for it. I have practiced a lot of questions. I have given a lot of mocks. I have taken a lot of tests since 2017. I have filled each and every banking examination since 2017. I've wasted a lot of money in that because I was not able to clear the prelims. And after that, in 2019, when I was able to clear the prelims only with a small margin, for example, if the cutoff was 58, I scored 59. If the cutoff was 60, I scored 61 or maybe 60.75. Just with a margin. I was not mains prepared because I didn't have strategy. I didn't have proper strategy. Okay, I didn't have proper practice. I did not practice that much because my priorities changed obviously to RBI, so I focused on the mains examination. But that is not the deal here. If you are preparing for something, do it vigorously, otherwise don't. So that is the main thing here. And I know some of you people are also concerned with the attemptation in the examination, in the actual examination. I faced a lot of dilemma, a lot of problem while I was taking the examination, the actual examination. So in the examination you have 100 questions, and out of that 30 questions are of English, 35 questions are of quantitative aptitude, and 35 questions are of reasoning. So how do I approach each and every section in order to attempt more? I have told you guys, first of all, practice as much mocks as you can. As much mocks as you can. Okay. That does not mean that you are solving the mock test and not analyzing those. No, you don't have to do this. You have to analyze your mocks as well. Because in mocks itself, you will find a lot of different varieties of questions. I have made a notebook of mathematics in which I have I have noted down each and every aspect, each and every type of question I could find in the mocks, so that whenever my exam is there on the previous day, I will just open that notebook and I will just revise that if this type of question comes, I have to solve this using this method. I have to solve this using that method. I have to solve this using this shortcut. I have to remember this. For that, you have to practice, you have to work hard. There is no shortcut in working hard. After all, you are the one who has to do things with respect to your own aptitude. Every person has own aptitude. Some persons are good at mathematics, some persons are good at reasoning, some persons are good at English, some are good at general awareness or quantitative or whatever kind of subject there is. So every person requires a different strategy to prepare. I am good at English. So whenever I see any person who is talking about English, I do not consider that thing, to incorporate in my own strategy, because I know where my level is in English. I'm good at quantitative aptitude. I know where my level lies and where I lack. I do my own SWOT analysis, and I, understand my weaknesses. And after that, I try to reduce those weaknesses and make them into my own strengths. Okay, that is what you need to do. You have to, you have to strengthen your variables. Your variables are your weaknesses in various areas. That is what you need to do. So in the examination, in the actual examination, what I do in the English section, I actually attempt every question except reading comprehension beforehand. Okay, I attempt the closed test right before the reading comprehension, And before the cloze test, I attempt all of the questions given, be it your error detection, be it your, there are some questions regarding matches. There is a box and you have to match to create a meaningful sentence. So I attempt all of those questions, and after that I move on to the cloze test. And at the very end, I attempt reading comprehension, and I make sure that for reading comprehension in the prelims examination, I have minimum 10 minutes, because I read very comprehensively this particular passage that is coming in your examination. My main motive is to understand the comprehension so deeply, and I have enough time in order to attempt each and every question under this with accuracy. Okay. So I try to attempt 30 out of 30 questions because I cannot take the chances in the subject I am good at. That is my own aptitude. That is my own strength. Okay. What I'm trying to say here is understand your strengths and try to excel in those. Okay. So that is what I do in the English section. Moving on in the reasoning section. First of all, the reasoning section is difficult for me because I hate puzzles. I hate puzzles. I don't like them. I know some friends who solve the puzzle even without using their own pen and paper. That is bizarre. I was also asking them that how do you do it? How there is no way you can just take a puzzle of two variables and you're solving it without pen and paper. And they just did. They did it in front of my eyes, and I was so shocked that no, this is fake. This is not real. How this is happening? That is their own aptitude. Okay, they are not using anything, and they were not actually they were incapable of explaining how they are doing this. They were doing it, but they could not explain. I was also thinking that they are just they are playing tricks on me. They do not want to share their own strategy, but that's not the case. Genuinely, that's not the case. They were not actually they were not explaining because they didn't know how to. That was their own aptitude. They were good at puzzles. They could solve puzzles, using that. You might as well have seen various kids who go into the spelling bee competition and they just do it. They just do it. There is no shortcut in this. There is no, you know, everything depends on the aptitude of a person. You have to understand your own aptitude, your own strengths, and your own weaknesses. So, talking about reasoning, what I do is I first of all go to the questions regarding the syllogism. I attempt the syllogs first. After that, I attempt the inequalities. Okay. Then after that, I attempt any coding decoding questions, if there are any. So, the Chinese coding decoding questions, they come in the examination, so I attempt those. After that, I try to go through the miscellaneous questions, the one liners, like find out that there are as many letters in the word imperative as in the English alphabet series. All of those questions I try to find those, and I try to attempt those. And after that, I go to the blood relations or the directions, if any. Okay, directions or the blood relations. If there is any question, I attempt that. And at last, I go to the sitting arrangement and puzzles, because I know that is my weak area. In prelims examinations, I have been able to solve good amount of questions now because I have practiced a lot. I worked really hard in puzzles because I knew that I was not able to going to, attempt more puzzles. In reasoning, I always think that if I attempt 25 plus questions, I'm good to go. I have not even set the target of 30 plus questions like I do in mathematics, because reasoning is not in my aptitude. I am not good at reasoning. So I think that I have to be stronger to achieve at least maximum this target, which I sometimes do, which I sometimes don't, but that's okay if your other subjects are prepared. So that is the main deal here. And also in puzzles, I have practiced so much. I try to solve puzzles in such a manner that, suppose let's say you have 10 people and they are sitting on a straight line. I, without any question, just draw 4 lines uh, on my rough sheet, and I place 10 people immediately. I do it as fast as I can, and after that I am reading the conditions of the puzzle. For example, suppose R is sitting at one of the extreme ends, so I'm placing R at one of the extreme ends, and I'm making cases right there. So that is my whole strategy, that I'm doing it immediately because I've practiced for it. There is no short trick in this. You have to solve puzzles. There is no short trick in this. Even in the sitting arrangement, suppose you have 8 people and you have to make them sit on a circle. Okay, there is a circular arrangement. Immediately I draw 4 circles and I place 8 people right there. And you see some people are sitting inwards, some people are sitting outwards. Those puzzles are really very time consuming, but not so difficult. I came to that conclusion after practicing. Okay, you have to practice these things. There is no shortcut in this. So my attempting strategy is that I attempt the puzzles at last, at the very end. Even if I find a smaller puzzle in the beginning, I skip it, because at the end of the day I know that in the puzzles, if you find even a single step in puzzle very much complicated now, you will not be able to solve it in time. You have to leave it. Okay, that is why I try to attempt puzzles at last. And now comes the quantitative aptitude. I have made 2 videos regarding quantitative aptitude, and still you guys are having doubts that how can you score 31 out of 30, or attempt 31 out of 35 in this. Only practice, only practice. I have practiced simplification so much that I do not actually need more than 25 seconds in solving a particular question of simplification. Okay, I am not aware with the Vedic maths. I am not aware with the short tricks in this particular system of simplification. I do it on my own method. I just found out that let's suppose you are squaring 24. I just do it with the formula a square plus b square plus 2ab. Sounds very extensive, sounds very lengthy, but it's not for me. I just take this as 20 as A and 4 as B. I just solve it as quickly as possible. 20, the square of 20 will become 400, the square of 4 will become 16, and 2AB will become 160, and the answer will be 576. It's as simple as that. Instead of doing 24 into 24 and you just multiplying this. So I've come across these things because I have seen various tricks on YouTube and I have implemented them in my calculation. There is no shortcut in this. I've worked for it. You have to work for it as well. And it is not in one day. I have taken 4.5 years almost to trying to do this thing, trying to perfect it in some manner. So you have to do it as well. You have to practice as much as you can. There is no shortcut in it. And even if your aptitude in mathematics is strong, you will be able to do it even in 1 month. You can do it in 1 month, just putting a little bit of dedication in that. So for quantitative aptitude, what my strategy is, I'm again telling you guys, I have made a video for this. I will link it on the iCard here. You can see that and you can make an analogy with this. I try to solve the questions of simplification first. Then I will try to solve the questions of quadratic equations. Then I will try to solve the questions of number series. Sometimes I attempt the questions of number series at the very end, but sometimes I attempt them beforehand, because if it is missing number series, I'm good at missing number series. I attempt the number series questions beforehand. But if it is wrong number series, it takes a lot of time for me to detect what number in that particular series is wrong. So I attempt that at last. After that, I move on to the DIs. I attempt the DIs before arithmetic portion, because DIs hold a good chunk of numbers, as well as if your calculation is really strong, if your calculation is really fast, you would be able to solve the questions very easily, because in preliminary examination all the DIs are related to ratios and percentages. So all the questions regarding ratios and percentages, you can easily solve them if your calculation is quick. So after DIs, I move on to the arithmetic section. In arithmetic section, I go through all the arithmetic section questions in symmetry. I do not search for the easier question first and other questions afterwards. I just look for the symmetry. First question comes first, then second, then third. Like that, I attempt that, and I get to know that if this question is out of my reach, out of my range, I just skip it. But I read every question. Make sure that you practice so much that you would be able to read all the 35 out of 35 questions and comprehend that what question you are actually trying to do, what question you will actually be attempting in your paper, and what question you will be skipping. So that is very much important for you guys to do. That is very much important for me to do actually. I really have taken, I am subscribed to Testbook. I'm subscribed to Oliveboard. I'm subscribed to SmartKira. I have been subscribed to Oliveboard and Testbook since 2019. I've been giving tests so much. That's how I was able to score this much. I was really very surprised when I came out of that examination hall, and I was really happy that I could score. I could attempt these much questions because I have never attempted 80 plus in my entire phase of preparation of these examinations. This was really new for me, but it was actually it was not impossible. It was possible because I worked for it. I have worked for it, and I have followed each and everything that people say, but I have made my own strategy according to my own aptitude. Some people are very good at reasoning. They excel so much in reasoning that they perform 35 out of 35 questions of reasoning in the actual examination, and I see them with awe that how actually they did it. But it is their own aptitude and their own practice that they do. I did the same thing for my quantitative aptitude. There is no shortcut. Of course, you need to learn about the short tricks from various videos available on YouTube. But at the end of the day, you are the only person who is needed to implement those shortcuts, who is needed to implement every trick that they see in the YouTube world, and you know in the actual questions that you are performing, in the actual questions that you are attempting. Your mock test should be actually correctly and thoroughly analyzed. You should be able to see your percentile while you are attempting any mock test. You have to see your marks, you have to see your improvements. I know some friends who have cleared the examinations, who are now the bank POs or the clerks in various banks. They actually made a graph. They actually made a pie chart regarding their performance in the previous mock as well as in the new mock. They actually did those kind of statistical comparisons. I know it sounds very lame, nobody does that, but they did, and it was really fruitful for them, and it created a sense of, you know, a sense of planning, a sense of really dedication and discipline in their own preparation. So please be sincere. Don't search for random things. Don't watch too many YouTube videos regarding anything. Some people are wasting time in watching the notification videos. Some people are wasting time in watching how can we do this. Some people are following various toppers. Some people are watching various strategies. I'm getting it. I also did it. I have gone through that phase as well, because if you're not getting success, you're really desperate and you really need to have that kind of thing that quickly gets you into what you want. But you have to work for that as well. There is nothing like shortcut in success. I'm again telling you, it's very much important for you to understand, accept everything that you have, and you have to be true to yourself in order to prepare well for the upcoming examinations. So make a promise to yourself that from now onwards, I will not waste any more time in these fishy videos where people are just talking about simple tricks and this and that to get a clear success. They might work for some people, but that also depends on their own aptitude. Okay, that might work on a topper who has already been clearing some examinations from the previous years, but not for everyone. Everybody has to make their way up, just like I did it, and even now I'm not successful. I've only cleared prelims examination, and you guys were really excited about it. There is no difference between the person who just scored the cutoff was 63, the person who scored 63.25, and the person who scored 95. There is no difference in those two people. Both of them are selected, and they have to perform good in mains. I've known a person who scored almost 93 marks in the clerical examination of SBI, and he was unable to score good in mains. He did not clear mains examination. So this is not the way to handle things. Only you need to do is to work hard, is to push yourself out of your limits so that you would be able to score good, score better, and to make your knowledge better, to understand things better. So your aptitude should be such that whatever thing you're approaching to, be it English or reasoning, whatever thing you're approaching to, or newspaper, or a general conversation, your comprehension power and your concentration and your understanding should be out of this world. make yourself like that, and you will surely get succeeded in a very good position, in a very good organization. We are all hoping for that, to be RBI Grade B 2022. Please try to work on that. If you have any doubt regarding anything else, you can ask me down in the comment section as well as on the Telegram channel. The link will be in the description. And if I sounded harsh during this video, I'm extremely sorry, but that is really the truth. I have no tricks to explain. Honestly, I have nothing to explain here. The only thing that I actually did, I told you guys from the very beginning till the day. So kindly make your own things, make your own strategies, and try to implement those things daily. Be consistent, be sincere towards yourself. Don't overburden yourself, but be sincere. That is the whole idea of this particular video and this particular channel. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helps you in some way and enlightens you in some way. It was me, it took actually me 2.5 years to analyze and to uh, you know to see this particular thing that I'm telling you right now. I genuinely started doing things when I was in 2019. So I genuinely hope that this is not too late for you. Just get on track and do work hard. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day.